Welcome back to another video on PS4 Linux. This is Noob404 and right now on my screen I have the new distro for PS4 that is Puppy Linux Bolt Edition, which is based on Ubuntu 22.04, also known as Jammy. Anyways, in this video I'm going to show you how you could quickly set up Puppy Linux for your own personal use. This will also cover the gaming section, that is how to set up Puppy Linux Bolt Edition on your PS4 for gaming. Now what gives me the idea of gaming on such a lightweight distro, right? Because Puppy Linux is not famous for being a gaming heavy distro, right? It is generally meant for lightweight purposes. The first thing that caught my eye when I first installed this distro was obviously the RAM consumption when idling. As you can see, if I run HTOP right now, it uses around 366 MB of RAM. But I could just quickly go to menu, leave, and then restart the graphical server. This, I guess, resets some kind of stuff, which again brings down the RAM consumption to... Let me go back to HTOP and yep, here we go. We have just 250 MB RAM in usage right now. This is attractive. This is impressive, right? If we could somehow harness this, lightweight distro for gaming, it would be great. And that's what we'll try to do with this distro, okay? For now, you can't expect huge things out of this distro. You can't expect to run, games like Cyberpunk and stuff at 60 FPS. That's not possible as of now, but this gives me hope. Obviously, all of this stems from the fact that PS4 was not a machine meant to run Linux on, but see where we stand right now. Assuming this is the first time that you're logging into this distro, the first thing you'll have to do is go into menu, setup, and then quick setup. This will give you a few options that will help you set up this distro according to your region and stuff. You understand that when this pops up. As you can see, first of all, you can set your language here, your time zone, and then you can also change the root password by clicking here, and you can also change the host name. The root username will always be root, ROOT, while you can change the password by clicking this, and you can also run some internet apps as Spot. Now what this essentially means is that, for example, let's say you're trying to install a new browser. A browser does not need to have a root access. The thing with Puppy Linux is that all the apps by default run as root. This is not preferable for internet applications, including, mail clients and even browsers. So you could set up certain apps to run as Spot, which essentially means that they will not be given root access. Okay, this also has a security concern, so I would suggest that you run your browsers and stuff like that require internet as Spot, not as root. Okay, now once you have gone through that wizard, the next thing is obviously connecting to the internet depending on your system, whatever it has access to. For example, some systems have access only to the Ethernet while others have access to Wi-Fi. I know what you're thinking. What about the MT7668 owners? Yeah, recently we had the chance to release the drivers for MT7668 owners. We'll be covering that later on. I'll still have a few more testing to do on Puppy Linux. This Puppy Linux version of Bolt is basically built off of Ubuntu, so I'm guessing the Ubuntu drivers for MT7668 will work flawlessly here. I'll update on this later. For now, what you have to do to connect is go to this connection menu, and right now my Wi-Fi is disabled. I'm just going to enable it, and this will throw up some of my Wi-Fi networks currently that I have access to right here. I'm going to choose my favorite and then, just click on it, click connect, provide my password. And as you can see, it says ready. So we are connected to the Wi-Fi right now. That is basically everything that you need to get started with Puppy Linux Bolt Edition. Okay. Now let's move on to the interesting part, that is gaming on Bolt Pup. So there are a few more steps that you'll have to go through to set up this distro for at least, let me say, basic gaming. Obviously, you can't run AAA titles or most of those titles that run on any other distro flawlessly on this distro right now, but you could use this for kind of retro gaming and some old lightweight games. I'm gonna run Prince of Persia 2008 on this distro, but before that I'm going to show you how you set up this distro for running those games. Okay, so this is my downloads folder right now. This folder currently consists of all the basic necessities that you require for gaming on Puppy Linux. So these are the files that you'll have to download. These are the latest files as of today, but these might change in the future and I'll keep making updates to these. So do check the link in the description. You can go to the article and download the latest versions of these files. I'm going to pick them up one by one and show you how to install it. Okay, just make sure that you're following the same order as in this video so that you get it right. Okay. Now, the first piece of software that we will install on this distro is this particular SFS file, which will install all the necessary libraries for gaming on Puppy Linux Bolt. Okay, to install this, all you have to do is just a single click on it and it will pop this menu up. Just click on install SFS and then again it will ask something. Just click on OK, and this might take some time. Let's say, to be safe, 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, we'll wait for that to complete. And as you can see, it says that it has been installed. And next we are going to move on to installing Wine. Wine, obviously, as you know, is a Windows emulator for Linux, and we are obviously going to need that if we want to play Windows games and install Windows software. Okay, so this is the version that I prefer as of now. There are multiple versions, even development versions, available for Puppy Linux, thanks to version 2013, who's another developer who has a whole list of these, like different Wine versions on his website. I'll have a link to that in the article in the description. Go through that and download your favorite version. Mine is 7.20 as of right now. Just make sure that you download the .pet file, and you don't have to download the Wine 64 version. Just make sure that it is named Wine followed by a hyphen and then the version and then suffixed by a .pet extension. Okay, so I'm going to install this. To install this, again, all I have to do is click on it and then press yes. Okay, as you can see, it says that Wine has been installed too. I'm just gonna click on OK. Just to check that if Wine has been installed properly, I'm gonna open a terminal right here and type winecfg and press enter. Okay, this will also help us in installing the mono package, which is very important when it comes to emulation, that is Windows emulation. The first time you run winecfg, it will ask to install Wine mono. Make sure that you install it. This is again gonna take some time, so we'll take a quick break here. Okay. And once Mono has been installed, you would see something like this popping up. This is a Wine configuration window where you can make changes according to your preferences. Okay, I'm gonna close it for now. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the next step, that is installing DXVK and VKD3D. These two are the bare minimum necessities that you require for gaming on PS4 Linux at least. So we're gonna make sure that we have them installed properly. Okay. DXVK 2.0 is the version that I've chosen. We do have a newer version in the form of 2.1 right now, but I have not chosen that because it does not have an installed script for some reason, and I'd like to prefer to stick with something that has an installed script as of now. Okay, this will be available in tar.gz format. All you have to do is right click on it in the case of Puppy Linux and go to Xarchiver and click on action and extract it to your folder of choice. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the same folder, that is the downloads folder, which will be found in root and then downloads. Okay, I'm gonna open, and that will extract the files right here. As you can see, to install this, all I have to do is go into the folder, click on any blank space, and then on your keyboard press on F4, which will open a terminal, and then type the same thing that I'm typing right now, that is a full stop / setup underscore dxvk.sh, then a space, and then install. Okay, press enter. This will install dxvk to your Wine prefix. Okay, and as you can see, it has been installed successfully. And then I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna extract the next thing, that is VKD3D, the same process. Okay, here we have the folder. Now I'm gonna go into that folder, and after clicking on a blank space within the folder, I'm just gonna press on F4 on the keyboard. This will open up the terminal. Now the same step again, more or less similar steps, that is full stop / setup VKD3D proton.sh, and then a space, and then install. Okay, and then press enter. This will install VKD3D into your Wine prefix. Let's wait for it to complete. Okay, that's it. It has been done. Now back in the downloads folder, we have a few more pieces of software that we need before running games and stuff. And one of the most important things that every game requires is the Visual C++ redistributable packages. These might range from 2005 to 2020, I guess. So we're going to make sure that we have all those packages ready beforehand. To do that, you'll have to download this package. This is thanks to techpowerup.com. Okay, we have it all at a single place. And then I'm going to extract it the same way that we did the earlier two. And here we have those files. I'm going to go into that folder, and then clicking on a blank space, I'll press on F4 on a keyboard. And then what I'm going to do is type Wine space install underscore all dot bat, and then press enter. As you can see, this has installed all these packages, that is Visual C++ redistributable packages from 2005 to 2017 successfully, as the terminal says. Now we are safe to close these and this. Now I'm going to go back and check if we are missing something. Yes, these two are the packages that still remain, that is the GE-Proton and Steam for Puppy. Now when it comes to Steam, if you plan on installing Steam, on Puppy Linux, that is Bolt Edition for PS4, then you'll have to use this particular package, which is available in the article in the description. Make sure that you're downloading it from there. Now, once you're ready, just click on it and then click on yes, and it will start installing this. Now, let me quickly remind you that yes, it does have a package manager. This distro does have a package manager. If you search for Steam here, you will in fact find it right here, but I suggest you do not use that package because that package might not work good or like perfectly with Puppy Linux. You'll have to use this pet package. The installation has already been completed, and if I go into the fun section of a menu, I'll see Steam here. The first time it's going to take some time to update, so you'll have to wait for that. So after that you can start some gaming, or at least testing some games on Steam as of now. Okay, now we come to the final piece of the puzzle, that is the GE-Proton. See, some games do not work very well on the usual version of Wine that we have installed. Okay, so we need something, a little additional magic for some games to work, including Prince of Persia that I'm going to test on this student right now. Okay, so for that we will require this software called GE-Proton, thanks to Glorious Eggroll, another great developer. Okay, to use this, you'll have to extract this package somewhere safe. I'm going to extract it right here into my downloads folder because I consider that folder to be pretty safe. So I have it extracted right here. Now we are safe to delete all those other folders and things because we don't require them anymore. These were all just one-time installs and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and delete these files. So we have a clean downloads folder only with the GE-Proton that we require. Okay. Now we are ready to test our game, that is Prince of Persia 2008. Let me first install it and then we'll get back to testing. Okay. And now let's move on to the last important step before gaming, setting up a swap space, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a terminal. This setting up a swap space, the steps required to set up a swap space are pretty similar to any other distro. You could find the instructions for doing the same on my page too, that is ps4linux.com. We have an AIO documentation that covers the step very well. Okay. In this video, I'm just going to run through those steps. Done, that's it. So we have a swap space right now, and that brings us to the last step. How do we run a game using the GE-Proton that we set up in the last step, right? So to do that, I'm gonna go into the terminal. Okay, as we already have DXVK installed, we could use the FPS counter within that. So to use that, all you have to do is append your launch command with DXVK_HUD is equal to 1 and then a space. Then we're gonna give it the location of the GE-Proton, which is this, right? But we also have to give the location of the Wine file within this folder. So what I'm going to do is type files/bin/wine, okay? And then a space. After that, we'll have to give the path of the exe, that is the game's executable file. In this case, that is this, as you can see on your screens. But as you can see, the folder does have gaps in between, this white spaces in between. For the Wine program to find this exe perfectly, we'll have to enclose this exe's complete location within quotes. So I'll leave an end quote there and make sure that before the /root, we also have a starting quote. Let's go and hope the game works.
You know what it is that I ask.
If you would have your wish,
Then give me mine.
The wind is free, but the sand goes where it is blown, unaware of the world around it, whirling on the breath of the gods, at the mercy of the storm that engulfs it.
Pharaoh!
What is one grain of sand in the desert? One grain amongst the storm.
Farah? Farah! Farah! Hi. I told you she didn't come this way.
Come on!
Hey, at least tell me your name!
With someone. Who is that? Hey, you!
Hey! There's no need to get nasty. We can talk about this. Okay, so you're not a conversationalist. Bet you wish you'd opted for conversation now, don't you? Yeah, and you can run too.
Why are you following me?
I'm not. I'm looking for
Farah, I heard you yelling. You and your girlfriend should get out of here.
girlfriend. Farrah's not my girlfriend. She's my donkey.
You're risking your life for a donkey?
She's a good donkey. That and she's carrying a king's ransom in gold.
Just get out of here. If they don't see you with me, you'll be all right.
Hey, you!
You want to time your advice better next time?
Why'd you run from me? Elika!
No, he's nothing to do with this! No!
Oh no! Oh crap! How did you? Whoa! I've got you.
They're moving! That way! Come
We
on!
better get out of here. How did you do that?
I don't know.
Right. And you being able to do magic isn't anything to do with why they're trying to kill us.
They're not trying to kill us. They're trying to kill you.
Okay, fine. Keep your secrets. But at least tell me how to escape.
No, I can't leave. I've got to get to the temple. You really can put me down now.
Release her!
I have lost my donkey, fallen down a cliff and had a rock dropped on me. I'm not in a good mood.
Release her.
I'm not holding her hostage.
Let her go.
It's you she's running away from. Do you think you're up to running?
Yes.
Then where's that temple?
You go. I'll follow.
Which way is this temple?
We need to go this way.
She's here. We have her.
Hey, stop there! We mean you no harm.
You will not stand between us and the princess.
What princess? You're a princess?
Elika, it is finished. You cannot return. Why do you run? There is nowhere to go.
This guy doesn't give up. I hope you're good with heights.
The temple's there, under the tree.
You guys worship a tree? What are you doing up there?
Get that end and push.
What's in the temple?
Just push.
Now, as you just saw, the game is more or less playable, but there are a few flickering and texture issues within the game. This is something that I've noticed on almost every distro that I tried this game on, so you cannot completely blame it on Puppy Linux. There is Bolt Edition as of now. But anyways, do let me know how the gaming experience on this is, how we can improve this, So I'll be waiting for your comments and feedback regarding this distro and the gaming experience and all that stuff on the forums and even the comment section of this YouTube video and on my website, that is ps4linux.com. Thank you for all the love and support. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.